in today's video, we're going to talk to those out there that finally have decided to buy a house. Now you're like, okay, where do we go from here? So you can Google, you can search all over the place for mortgage lenders. Your first instinct's probably going to be, well, who has the best rate out there? Well, before you do that, let's talk about some things. Okay, so there's first-time homebuyer programs out there for people that you probably don't even know about. Do you know that there's a program with HUD that you can buy a house with $100 down? Now, those are really hard to come by, but there's other programs that give you maybe a discounted rate because of your credit score or a particular program you're getting into. Or maybe your income is thus, you qualify for a grant or some discounted fees or things like that because of your income. Well, those are the topics we're going to talk about today. We're not talking rates. We're going to make sure that your lender has exactly what you need to be a successful buyer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Well, before we dive into the 5 programs I want to talk about, you have to understand how the whole process works. Look at it this way. Remember Christmas just passed us, and you might have been at a shop and they're like, hey, if you apply for credit, we're going to give you 10 or 20% off or some other, bonus programs. So you're like, okay, I'll put in my application. So you fill out some information, you hit the button, and 30 seconds later, it's like, whoa, I'm approved. That was pretty quick. Well, that's kind of how the mortgage process works, but there's a lot more behind the scenes. So let me kind of pull the curtain behind on how it works. Okay, so you put in your application, we pull your credit, and now what happens? Well, we upload your data into one of 2 entities. One is Fannie Mae, the other is Freddie Mac. It doesn't matter if you know who they are, you just have to understand how this all works, okay? So you fill out, like I said, you fill out your application, we upload it into these 2 entities, and like they said before, 30 seconds goes by and boom, you're approved. Well, is that it? No, everything has just started. Okay, so now behind the scenes, what we have to do is we have to get or validate all the information you put on your application, like how much do you make? How do we verify that? Well, we get your pay stubs and W-2s. You're telling us you have X amount in the bank, so how do we verify that? We're getting bank statements, and the list goes on. So you're probably aware of that, that taking place. Now, do you know of all the programs that might be beneficial for you out there that your mortgage lender might not have? For example, are they offering you the Freddie Mac Borrow Smart program? Do they offer Home One? How about the Home Ready First? How about Home Ready? How about Home Possible? Now, if this is confusing to you, that's why you need our help. So my name is Dan Frio. I do these reports every day. I'm actually a licensed loan officer throughout the entire country, which is really odd. And I'm also a mortgage broker in the same context, which is really odd. Here's how that works. I work at a company called ServBank. We're the number 10 largest servicer in the entire country. That makes me licensed basically throughout the whole country. But we're also one of the country's largest mortgage brokers, is set up with over 30 different lenders. So just think of it. You can put in one application, have one credit pool, and I'm going to shop your loan to over 30 different places, and I'm going to make sure you have the eligibility to get into these products. So now, let's get into these products. So the first thing we're going to look at is right through here. Now, most of these programs are for people that are looking to buy their first house, maybe have some limited income. These are there to help you. So let's just dive in quickly one by one. And then at the end of this video, I'll give you all my information so you can reach out to me so we can discuss this a little further in your situation. We can see if you qualify for any of these. So let's take a deep dive. The first thing we're going to look at is Freddie Mac Borrow Smart, the 30-year fixed. Let's go through the guidelines with this to see if you qualify. Down through here, this is for a limited time, helps borrowers get up to $1,250 toward a down payment or a closing cost assistance. How to qualify? You need a 620 credit score or higher and a 97% LTV. LTV means loan to value. So if you have a loan to value of 97%, that means you only need to put down 3% of your down payment. Okay, this is eligible for purchases only. At least one of the qualified borrowers must have completed the homebuyer counseling sessions. And here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest thing behind these. A lot of these programs depend on how much income you make. So in this case, you have to make your income has to be above 50%, but less than 80% of the average median income in the United States. So this is all the stuff we can help you with. And I'm going to put a link down below to show you the areas or the map that shows you, are you qualified for those adjusted income levels in your area? So that's the first one we want to look at, and that is the Freddie Mac Borrow Smart program. Next one, but not least, is Home One. Now, Home One is basically this. You can qualify for a first-time homebuyer program only requiring 3% down, And it doesn't matter how much money you make. Most of the other programs are based on your income. This one's just saying, okay, you haven't never bought a home, so we're going to allow you to just put 3% down. So that's the benefits right now of the Home One program. Now here's where a lot of the income requirements start to come in. Let's go to Home Ready First. Okay, so this one is fantastic if you qualify. So this is helping first-time home buyers achieve homeownership with the Home Ready First program. You're going to get $5,000 grant, $500 toward a one-year home warranty, and then $500 credit toward your appraisal costs. In this case, you have to meet certain area median income levels, and I'll have that, again, I'll post the link down below to give you the mappings to see where your state and your county is when it comes to the average median income. The areas mainly that you need to live in for this program, though, you have to live or currently live in one of these areas. Okay, so that's one of the most important things behind this. You have to live in one of these specified areas. And I'm going to go through it real short or briefly, but I'll have a link down below in the description, or please reach out to us so we can figure out, are you in one of these qualified areas? Okay, so those are the qualified areas. Okay, so next but not least, we're going to go to Home Ready. Now, Home Ready, what is it? Well, it's a conventional loan option for borrowers looking to purchase a home with a low down payment or refinance with limited equity. So you can look to see if your Fannie Mae, use the Fannie Mae lookup to see if your subject property meets the county loan requirements. So if you're looking to purchase up to 97% for the first-time home buyer program, if you're looking to refinance, you can also refinance at 97% loan to value. Has reduced mortgage insurance. That's that cost you have to pay if you don't put down 20%. And you have to come up your income, here it is again, income up to 80% of the area average median income for your area. And again, I'll have the mapping down below. Now the last one we have is Home Possible. So the difference between the Home Ready and the Home Possible, one is a Fannie Mae product and one is a Freddie Mac product. So let's get over to the Home Possible one. This is eligible through Freddie Mac, a great alternative to FHA financing for borrowers to look and purchase with low money down or refinance. You can use the lookup tool to see if your property meets these qualifications. This is saying they'll go 97% loan to value, meaning you only need to put 3% down, a 620 credit score, first-time home buyer, moving up borrowers, and retirees. That's another kind of boutique there. You can also be moving up, or you could be recently retired and still qualify for this program. You can refinance also up to 97%. And here again, this is Freddie Mac's version for those making 80% or less of the median average income. So basically, most of these programs are based on your income. Some of them are based on, especially this program right through here, where you currently live, as well as your income right through there, the Home Ready First. So to find out if you qualify, just go to therateupdate.com, and here's my website. Here's how you find out a whole bunch of information as well that we gave you, plus how you reach out to us to see if you can qualify. But please put in your application, schedule a consultation call with us, or go down below and you're going to find out what our direct phone number is. So if you'd rather call us, that's what I would do as I was you, I'd call 844-775-5626, or reach me personally. Just email me at dan@therateupdate.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys. God bless. Have a fantastic evening. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.